You were able to catch lightning in a bottle twice. The magic you and Shannon had. How did that partnership
beautiful
come apart or come together?
On Undisputed, I needed a new partner, and fatefully and fortunately, near the end of my run with Stephen A., there was a week in which Stephen A. had to go do something somewhere. He was always gallivanting all around the country doing whatever he did, being Stephen A. Smith. And we tried Shannon Sharpe, I think for 3 days. And I really liked him in a very different way than I loved Stephen A. But I liked our clique, and it was a whole different dynamic because he's out of your mold. Obviously, he's in the Hall of Fame. So now we had ex-player. We didn't have journalist.
Right.
We had ex-player journalist. We both are fitness obsessed, so we had that in common. And he right away respected me because I'm like a workout addict. I just like it. I'm sorry. I apologize for it. I'm crazed, but I just do it because I like it. And so does he. And he used to say to me, we're way more alike than people think. And I believe that's true. I'm coming out here because Jamie Horowitz, do you guys know Jamie?
I do.
Yeah, okay. So Jamie's here and they're struggling and they're going to try to relaunch this FS1. And Jamie's point to me was, I just need you to come here or we're not going to make it. And he had given me a start. Remember, when we first went up to Bristol, when it was still kind of cold pizza-ish, we had 4 segments a show, but it was still that show they tried to launch in New York in 2004, which was a bad idea, but it was the idea of kind of a GMA, Good Morning America, of sports, where it's loosely based on sports, but we'll have these 4 debate segments to spice it up and bring back the sports fans. And what we found when we got to Bristol was the only thing that rated in the whole show were we'd have 4 spikes a show because that's all anybody cared about was the debate. They didn't care about the pet segments and the ballpark food segments and the cigar segments and all those segments. Nobody cared about that. Jamie was the one who took over a year before Stephen A. joined full-time. And Jamie said, hell with all this. I'm going to blow out what's left of cold pizza and we're going to go all debate for 2. It's a 2-hour show, obviously, there. We're going to go all debate for 2 full hours. And a lot of people in the hallways stopped me and said, this is career suicide for you and for Jamie. It'll never work. And the rest is history. So Jamie then came, he went to the Today Show, then he wound up here. So I felt like he gave me that show. He blew it out and sort of rebuilt it around me and the 2 hours of full-time debate. So it was up to us to select, should we do a rotation like we did in the beginning? We thought about it, and I pushed hard for Shannon because he works hard, he prepares hard, and he shows up for work on time and loved to compete with me. Well, I can't make that up. Maybe it's not as magical as the Stephen A. kind of chemistry, but from day one, it flew and it took off. And to your point, and I appreciate that, I got blessed twice because we took off.
Yeah, I don't know the numbers at the time with First Take and Undisputed, but I would say from just a fan perspective, you guys were right there, if not above. Like I said, I don't know the numbers, but the chemistry you and Shannon had kind of overshadowed whatever Stephen A. was doing on ESPN.
Well, I'll remind you, when I left, First Take was still on ESPN2.
Yep.
Which has maybe a fifth of the eyeballs that regular ESPN has. And as soon as we launched here, took a month, they moved the show up to the big eyeballs to protect it because we were going to catch it and pass it.
Absolutely. Obviously, great chemistry. You and Shannon had a great run. Any regrets on how that partnership ended for the show, and any regrets on how the relationship ended?
What did you think about the character? The Uncle Shay Shay character. He didn't come on the show doing that with the black and mild and the do-rag and Hennessy and all that stuff.
When he first started it?
Yeah, he didn't come on with that at first when he first got on the show. So when all that came about, what you think about that too?
Okay, it's better for you guys to respond to that than me, but I was still very close with Stephen A. at that point, and he did not love it.
No, yeah.
Okay, and I defer to you.
Nobody did, so we just
right.
leave it there.
But you know what? You talk about branding. You talk about Stephen A. Smith. To be Unc was big for Uncle Shannon, and out of that, which he, I think it went away. I don't remember him doing it much over the last couple of years. I don't think he ever did it. But whatever. Unc stayed. Shay stayed. So it ended up being positive for him.
Mm-hmm.
It made me pretty uncomfortable from my seat. But look, yeah, you asked about regret. I just have one huge regret. We weren't nearly as close as Stephen A. and I were close, but I just wanted us to finish together on time, because over the last year or so, I would watch what you guys have done here. I would watch what happens to me on Twitter, now X. I would watch what happens to my videos, and I'd say the audience is starting to erode on what they call linear TV shows. Mm-hmm. It's here. You guys were ahead of that curve and then right on time on that curve. And now I want to chase you guys. I want to do this because I saw it for about a year. But I wanted Shannon and I, because I saw his podcast was starting to take hold when he was at Fox, I wanted us to finish together. And I don't know, as God is my witness, I'm not exactly sure what happened upstairs, but it fell all apart and he got pushed out. And I was blindsided and dumbfounded by that, and I don't like it to this day. And I'm not a regrets type. I don't look back and say, oh, if only. But that was one where it was just wrong. I didn't, that's not how I envisioned, because our contracts were concurrent. So I knew when mine was up, I wanted to go my separate way, but I wanted us to end the way it should have ended, because, man, we had 7 really good years. Mm-hmm. We had, on just pure ratings, we had about 5 through the roof years. And that matters to me. You guys, like you guys, I don't know if you ever have any spats or anything, or you disagree on things or whatever, but you're linked for life now.
The respect doesn't change, though. Okay. We might disagree, but the respect, yeah.
But you're linked for life because you've been in this foxhole together. And you've had all kinds of guests on here, and you had Kamala here. It's big. And you will look back. God only knows where it's going to take all of us in the next 20 years, but 20 years, if God is good and you're still moving, you'll look back if you're not doing this anymore, and you'll have a deep connection and a deep connection. Okay, that's how I feel about Stephen A. and Shannon. We went to, I don't want to say war, we went to battle together every day. And listen, Shannon just showed up for work, man. Mm-hmm. He came. He's extremely competitive, and I am crazy competitive. Mm-hmm. And so we went at it in different, authentic ways than Stephen A. and I did, because Stephen A., he takes it seriously, but there's showmanship involved with Stephen A. that is fun to watch. With Shannon and I, trust me, it got seriously, you sat out there.
I've watched you prepare for a show, Skip, and my boy say right there, it is intense watching Skip prepare for a show. It's like, it's just as intense as getting ready for a basketball game, bro. It's super intense.
Well, that's my basketball game.
Yeah.
Was it?
Thank you.
Did it ever? Because, like I said, sometimes you got into some heated debates with them. Did it ever feel personal? Did you ever walk away from the desk and like, damn, that hurt a little bit, or damn, maybe I shouldn't have said that?
I told him from day one, yeah, I prep hard. I'm intense. I'm over intense. But as soon as that little red light goes off, I let it go, man. And I never take it home. And if you do, you tell me about it, and let's sort it out. And we had some sit downs where we would sort things out. But he knew early on, I always had his back. Mm-hmm. And that there's no need to, like I always used to say on First Take, my slogan was, no punches pulled, but none thrown. You can't get to the point where you want to throw, come on, you. You know, like then nobody wants to watch that. But they like genuine heat. Mm-hmm. And Shannon and I produced genuine heat.
Yeah. Real heat. Yes,
and
sir. I
truly love him for that. Like those are magical moments to me where I look back. We got into one time about Tom Brady. I didn't even know where it went. It just flew off the handle. And we did have to have a sit down after that one, and we hugged. You know, like it's okay. But I think
is that the one where you told him to put his glasses back on?
Yes, because
I remember that one.
Because now we're getting to punches thrown,
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And by the way, if he threw one punch at me,
Yeah.
that'd be the end of me.
That's like
wouldn't
a
it, right?
poodle and a Rottweiler. You don't want them problems.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm still not sure how it went there because this stuff is so unscripted. You're in the middle of it. Like there's kind of a quasi plan. You know, we kind of know what the topical question is, but then it just goes off over here. You guys just riff off each other. I don't know. You can't. Half the stuff that's happened so far in the show, you couldn't have planned.
Right.
Because we're just vibing off each other.
Right.
And with Shannon, I'm vibing and it's going here. And you asked me, is it personal between you and LeBron or Westbrook? After a while, I'm thinking, is it personal between Shannon and Brady? Because he just hated Tom Brady to me. And it got vitriolic, you know, where it started to get nasty, angry on the air. And I'm saying, and I like Brady. I don't know Brady. I've never met him before, but he's really good. You know, like he was really good at what he did. And I think it drove Shannon crazy. He's playing a position that's not even like a football position. You know, like they protect him. So all these guys are playing football and you can really get hurt doing all these other things, except kicker or punter. But all these guys are doing this and they're running into each other the way humans should never run into each other. And here's this guy called the quarterback, and all the rules protect him. He can slide if he wants to, and nobody can touch him. And Tom Brady's just standing back there, patting the football, pew, 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 just throwing deadly accurate passes and just surgically carving people up. It won him 7 Super Bowls. I think he should have won 8 Super Bowls out of the 10 he played in. Shannon's in the Hall of Fame, obviously. And I think there was some resentment of how can he be this great? Because he's not all that athletic and he can't run a lick, right? He can just speed read, process, poise under fire. He took some shots. He would get hit occasionally. But in the end, it's like Wayne Gretzky in hockey. He's just playing this game above everybody else.
Right.
And it's all finesse. It's all, you know, he's just operating on a higher plane than all these hockey goons down here running into each other. So was Brady. Well, I'm defending Brady, and Shannon went crazy. And then at some point, he's suggesting he's as good as Tom Brady, or was as good as Tom Brady at that point, still was.
He did not say that.
Huh?
He did not say that.
Well, he did. That's how I interpret it.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have been mad too. Put your glasses back on after you say some shit like that.
Okay.
But nowhere
Because
close to Brady.
I'm like, Shannon, and I told him on the air, I said, this guy's in another echelon from everybody else who ever played. There's never been anything like this guy, what he achieved. And Shannon said, I'm in the hall. I said, I got it. And then he's really mad and he takes his glasses off. Okay, what are we going to do? Fight? Because now you got me. You know, like I can't win that one. But let's just cease and desist. And let's go on to the next topic because that's ridiculous. That's as close as we ever got to, you know, eruption, explosion.
Skip, you do an hour of cardio every day. You got good footwork. You can move. Shannon hips bad. He can't move. He just top heavy.
But have you ever seen a Chihuahua and a pit bull?
He just top heavy though. Like he can't move. He's just top heavy. He can't move.
Want to see a Chihuahua and a
He
pit
had
bull?
hip surgery and all that. Skip do an hour of cardio. He can move a little bit. You can stick and move, Skip.
Okay, he couldn't catch me. Right?
There you go.
I know he couldn't catch me.
There you go.
But that MF is
Strong. He's strong.
he is ripped.
Boy.
Yeah, he's strong.
That's a big boy.
He's big boy, and works hard at being a big boy.
Yeah.
And it's just hard to, okay, I can't compete with that. But it's funny, right before we launched, he would send me videos. He sent me a video of him in spin class. So he's on the bike, just killing it, you know, and just dripping. I mean, like dripping wet. And caption is, I'm going to kick your ass. Like he's telling me I'm going to kick your ass.
Go time.
And I showed my wife, Ernestine, I said, I do this every day.
This is nothing.
Like, what? Really? I'm not at all intimidated by that. So I laughed when I saw him. You're not going to get me that way. You can get me on TV, you got me, but you can't get me that way.
There you go.
So I don't know. I could land a little jab here or something.
Yeah, stick and move.
Yeah,
Baby.
stick and move.
Don't let Jack get you fucked up, Skip.
Stick and move. Stick and move, Skip.
Yeah.
Stick and move, Skip.